So I started in on a game that I'd wanted to play since I first saw that it came out, but I didn't get around to it until after Steam did a sale many years later and dropped the game to like, I think it was a little over 10 bucks, maybe a little less than. I don't know. There's a lot of pot going on in there. And I can't remember a whole lot of the minute details, but I do remember it was exceedingly cheap. And I thought, now's my time to try The Outer Worlds. When The Outer Worlds was first coming out, I remember being super excited about it because Obsidian, the same guys that did Fallout New Vegas, my favorite Fallout, did The Outer Worlds. So I was really excited to see, what the twists look like, what they changed, what they kept the same, what would feel like Fallout New Vegas versus what would feel brand new. So going into it, I had really high hopes, but also I looked at the Steam reviews before I bought it and they were very mixed. Some people really loved this game. A lot of people also kind of really shit on this game. So luckily for me, I didn't pay full price. And I figured that a lot of the people that were talking crap about it were probably just like Fallout fanboys that were upset that the game wasn't Fallout. And that's what the reviews kind of looked like, was people just kind of dogging on the fact that this isn't Fallout, which it's not. It's a different game entirely. So I went into it with much more of an open mind, and I just finished it a couple days ago after playing it, periodically throughout the weeks. I'm very, very busy, but the few times that I was able to just sit down and grind, I really found that I enjoyed the game. Overall, it was fun. Was it super immaculate, perfect 10 out of 10 game? No. And honestly, there were parts of it where I was like, this doesn't feel super engaging. But the whole way through, I did enjoy myself enough to carry through 2 roll credits at the end of the game. And that's a big deal for me. A lot of times I get bored and just kind of wander off and go pick up another game. So playing through this one, some of the things that stood out to me were it was really fun to play while I was stoned. Get a little high and then sit down in the Outer Worlds and just start shooting stuff. I was having a great time with that. I really enjoyed the dialogue. The dialogue was fun. A lot of people talk shit in the comments about how it was like cringy humor, which, I don't know. I feel like video games more often than not just do have cringy humor. So I guess I kind of expect it. And then I don't get my hopes or dreams dashed. It's like, well, it's video game humor. So I can take it with a grain of salt and enjoy it for what it is. I will say that with The Outer Worlds, it was kind of cringy, but at the same time, I enjoyed it. The game had a good bit of character. The main guy, Wells, he was funny. And the way the game starts off by landing on the captain that you were supposed to be meeting up with, that was funny. And then there's a couple other like comedic tropes throughout. But overall, I felt that the dialogue was kind of limited. I felt definitely that the gun selection was really limited. I felt, you're finding guns with better specs, but they're all like the same thing. It felt very not diverse enough to me. It's kind of like when I played the first Spider-Man game. I really love the Spider-Man game, but my problem is like after you do the same 8 finishers for majority of the game, you're like, man, I wish this was a little bit different. I wish there was a couple more that you could like unlock as you go. So it feels like, oh yeah, I'm doing these super cool finishers and I have more to look forward to. But instead you're like cycling through the same 6 to 8 ones. And then you're like, all right, well, I've seen him kick the shit out of everybody the same way this entire game. And now I think I'm ready for something a little bit different. Graphically, for the time, the game looks snazzy. I really enjoyed the graphics. It wasn't too daunting on my computer. I was also playing it on my laptop kind of back and forth. And both of them, it would kind of make them heat up a little bit, but it wouldn't get like too crazy as far as how resource heavy the game was. The storyline was good from what I kept up with. It's decision based, typically like a Fallout game. You could choose this and this happens. You choose this, these people die. And by the end of the game, I was kind of disappointed with some of my choices. I'm not going to go into the spoilers here, even though the game is super old. I just don't want to be that guy. The ending that I got was kind of underwhelming. There was a couple different side stories that I did not finish up. So it was like, oh, well, I guess we'll never know what happens here. And I was like, I guess not, dude. I'm not playing through that again. I played through it the once and that's enough for me. I'm done with this one. But The Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. So now I have a good understanding before getting into The Outer Worlds 2. Maybe I'll watch a recap to kind of explain how things could have played out had I been more diligent in how I was playing the game. I find that games can get a little bit janky when it comes to the companion aspect. There's a couple games that do have really good AI companions, like The Last of Us, Joel and Ellie, fantastic. BioShock Infinite, Booker and Elizabeth, amazing. Elizabeth is still my favorite companion AI for any game, really. I like Donald and Goofy for Sora. I can't not mention them, but at the same time, sometimes I don't want to mention them. Sora's my dude. I love Goofy. Sometimes Donald can really just not come in clutch with those cures when I need him to, but I'm not taking it out on him. You know, he does his best. One thing I really liked about the Outer Worlds was that they changed the VAT system from Fallout into the, oh crap, I can't even remember what it was called. You hit the Q button and then it does like a slow down time, like TTE or something it was called. But it like slows down time and allows you to get some shots off. And with those, you can also do like status effects. So if you shoot them in the head, they go blind. If you shoot them in the leg, they stagger. You know, that was really fun for me. I wish I would have used it more than I did, because I was kind of treating the game more like a first-person shooter and less like a Fallout game. But I really enjoyed that aspect when I did use it. It came in very, very handy. I like the enemies that you were facing. I like shooting the bad guys. Obviously, it's a lot of fun. But even the wildlife that you come in contact with was pretty scary. Some of those giant bugs were terrifying. I felt like I was playing Earth Defense Force again. But overall, those parts did get kind of old for me too, because it's like you have 3 different groups of animals and you run into those same 3 groups of animals throughout the entirety of the game. Other than that, you have marauders. And so it's like those are the base enemies that you kind of cycle through the whole way through. I didn't really feel like there was a whole lot of like boss fights or anything like that. It was honestly pretty cut and dry in those aspects. But I do like the option to go stealth or go guns blazing or anything in between. And I did find myself sneaking into places where I was like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be here yet, but I want to find out what's going on in here, like the pig laboratory, the cystic pigs or whatever they're called. Got in there before I was supposed to because I found a door through a waterfall that led me in there, and I just was having a good time, you know, just find out what's going on in there. And I did a lot more like charisma based, you know, working my way through conflict, you know, trying to solve things with the words and not having to fight everything. But I bought a copy of this game from my friend Bart because it was on sale when I bought it, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna play through this. Maybe you'll like it too. He beat the game in like 4 days, and I had not even finished the first like opening sequence, and I was like, hey, how you liking it? He said, yeah, I've killed pretty much everybody on every planet. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? But that's a very Bark tactic. I respect his drive and initiative to just cause total annihilation to planets that might deserve it. I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot of the people. Going back to the companion aspect, there were some companions that I really liked. Like I like Pavarti Patel. What are we talking about? She was cool. You know, she was like the first companion you kind of run into. The other one that I liked, I think his name was Felix. He was pretty cool. But outside of that, I didn't really care for many of the other companions. They kind of got on my nerves and felt kind of needless. You know, you come back into the ship, which I love the ship. The Unreliable was very cool. I really liked the name. And I really liked Ada, the computer system there. She was funny. That was pretty cool. But outside of that, companions and that kind of stuff, it was, hit or miss. I didn't spec into any of the companion stuff because there's a lot of like, hey, you know, add this to your character and you'll buff your companions, which I was like, I don't really need the companions. I think I can handle this game pretty well flying solo, like the lone wanderer that I was in Fallout. Take that, Preston Garvey. So overall, with this game, I really enjoyed playing it high. That's a 1. So that one goes for the books for me. I would say, honestly, though, I'd give it like between a 6 and a 7, maybe a 6. Yeah, 6.5. We'll split the difference right there. 6.5. Definitely fun, definitely enjoyable. Not like oh my God, that game was so good. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. And I didn't pay full price. Had I paid full price, I'd probably be like, $60 is steep. $11, totally worth it for $11. And I know I'm getting to this super late. It's 2025, and here I am talking about the Outer Worlds. But Outer Worlds 2 is on its way. I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I think it's out. Outer Worlds. Ew. But I might pick it up, you know, based on what it looks like on the trailers. I probably wouldn't pick it up day 1. I'd probably wait to see what other reviews say about it and then give it a shot myself. I have other games that I'm much more looking forward to before then. Witcher 4. But if it does come out and have good reviews, I'll definitely give it a shot. Outer Worlds was a lot of fun for what it was. Hey, you know what? Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you think Outer Worlds was an amazing game. Maybe I missed something that if I found out about, I would actually really enjoy the Outer Worlds more than I already did. You should let me know if you have any Outer Worlds experience down in the comments. Maybe I do need to go back and play it again. Maybe I need to choose some different alliances differently. Maybe I need to play through like Bark and just lay waste to everyone who gets in my way. Granted, I don't typically play those types of games. I'd play games that way. I like to be the good guy because I feel really guilty if I just start needlessly killing or, you know, just be an asshole to people. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. And then I don't find that I enjoy the game very much. So, you know, to each their own. I respect however you want to play the game, but overall, I enjoyed it. 6.5 out of 10. That's my thing. But was it good to play while you're high? Absolutely. It was very fun, very aesthetically pleasing. Being out in outer space while you're just toking on some zero gravity bong rips, you're having a good time. So I had a good time. I hope you have a good time. If you decide to play it, or if you've already played it, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'd like to know why, or why you did like it. Really, anything in between. Let me know in the comments. Hit the thumb up button, subscribe. I'm playing through something else coming up next. I'm not sure what it is yet. I haven't really decided. I'm finishing up like my 6th run through Kingdom Hearts 2, because it doesn't get much better than Kingdom Hearts and The Witcher. So those are my favorites. Either way, I'll have more game reviews coming your way. This is just my thoughts, my stony brain thoughts on the Outer World. So hope you got something out of it or enjoyed it. And if not, sorry about that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Dragon abides.